Perfect. Hi guys, good evening. Welcome to yoga, which isn't with me this evening, it's with the lovely Claire, who you've got up on your screen. I'm just going to pin Claire now, so she should be who you can see on the majority of your screen. I've just popped the playlist link in the chat, but I will just paste it one more time, completely optional. And the usual protocol, if you do want to use the playlist, just start from the beginning, make sure you're not on shuffle. And Claire is just going to run us through a really nice chilled yoga session today to help get you all stretched out and ready for the week ahead. I know there's been a lot of running today. We haven't got Caitlin here. Caitlin was racing today. Claire herself actually raced today or yesterday, Claire? One of them? Yesterday. I've lost track of the days. So yeah, we are all good to go. And I am going to mute myself and hand over to Claire. Claire, FYI, you're on mute. You might want to, can I unmute you? There we go.
Better now. Thanks, Lily. Lovely. Well, thanks for joining, guys. And as Lily says, we're all in it together tonight, hopefully stretching off some of those running legs and various trainings that we've been doing. So as always, take it nice and slow. If you want to make any of your own variations, feel free to do so. If you're working with any injuries at all, just be mindful of your bodies. But yeah, let's get started. So we'll start by just sitting down on the mat. You can take your cushion and place it underneath your sit bones if that feels more comfortable. And we're just going to get comfy. Either cross your legs, or if that's feeling not very nice, you can also kneel down as well, but we're looking like we're all crossed legs, so that's great. And you can press play now on the playlist if you haven't already. And we're going to take our hands and just place our hands just at the backs of our hands on our knees, and just start to take some nice deep breaths into the body. Welcome to close down the eyes. And just taking a moment just to arrive on the mat. Taking some nice deep inhales and exhales. Letting go of the day, the week, and just staying really present here in this moment. And as you're settling into the practice, just be mindful of how you're feeling in the body today, and also how you're feeling in your mind, welcoming all feelings, all sensations here to be with you right now. So we're going to be focusing a lot on the hips, the hamstrings, the chest, everywhere that starts to feel a little bit tight, and hopefully feel nice and rested at the end. And as you take one nice deep inhale, lift your shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, roll them back down. Taking the chin to chest, and take a nice big circle over to the left, and then over to the right. And if you feel any creaks, then that's totally okay. Just be gentle. And one more time on each side. And taking your head back to center, gently open, blink open the eyes. Take a nice deep in breath, and as you inhale, reach all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, taking the right hand behind you, left hand on right knee. Inhale, sit nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Take a nice deep in breath. See if you can twist a little bit further around, but keep your head relatively central, so you're using the body to twist and not the neck. Lovely. Inhale, reaching the hands all the way up, come back through to center. Right hand comes down onto the mat, left hand reaches up, and we're just going to move over towards the right side of the room. So I won't be mirroring you. I'll be doing what maybe looks like the opposite because we're on the screen. But if you do end up copying my moves, then just be mindful there'll be left and right, which you'll just be having to be mindful of. Lovely. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Keeping the chest lifted, spine long. And as you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit further around. And release back to center, reaching the hands all the way up. Nice deep breath. Exhale, left hand on the mat and right hand reaches all the way over. You can send the gaze to the ceiling. Keep the right bum cheek on the mat. So sit bones are solidly grounded into the floor, so you're not lifting up too much. Getting a nice stretch down the side body. Lovely. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, hands release down to the mat. Lovely. We're going to take our cushions away, coming onto all fours position. And as you take your all fours position, making sure your knees are just hip width apart, your hands and wrists are underneath the shoulders. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in towards you and push away from the floor with the fingertips to get a nice deep opening through the shoulder blades. Inhale, send the chest forward, look forward, arching the back. Exhale, round the spine, chin tucked in. And again, inhale, send the chest forward. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in towards the chest and just pausing here for a moment. Take a neutral spine and lift the left fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Nice big stretch, looking towards the fingertips. And as you exhale, place the left arm onto the mat, left shoulder comes onto the floor. And you can reach around with the right fingertips all the way around, which will give you a nice opening around the right shoulder. Remembering to take some nice deep breaths. And just enjoying this twist that we're creating in towards the spine. Getting rid of any tension in the shoulders. Lovely. And then inhale, unraveling, bringing the right fingertips all the way up towards the sky and placing back down onto the mat as we peel our left shoulder all the way up and bring the left fingertips towards the mat, towards the floor, the ceiling, sorry. Exhale, place the left hand onto the mat, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine. Take the right fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, post underneath the left arm. So we're just gently warming up the spine by doing this, which is very relaxing, especially after lots of movement. It's nice just to give a little bit of mobility and create some space in the shoulders. And look to really externally rotate that left shoulder, so you're creating space around the chest and you're not hunched over, just to make sure you're getting the full benefit. Take a nice deep breath and gently release, bringing the left fingertips towards the sky, placing it down onto the mat, peeling that right arm all the way up and reaching towards the sky. Exhale, bringing the right hand to meet the left. So we're bringing both hands onto the mat in our all fours position. We're going to bring the fingertips far forward so they're touching the top of your mat and just lowering down the chest. And you might have a few creaks here. few bits of popping. That's totally normal. It should feel nice as you're in this pose, as you're resting your chest down towards the mat, creating some space in towards the chest. This is called your puppy dog pose. So take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, bring your belly forwards, resting it onto the mat, lifting the chest, and you're coming into your Sphinx pose. Taking your hands and bringing your hands by the side of your chest now, so your elbows are tucked in, lifting through the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, and we're going to move back into our child's pose with the toes tucked. Take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the hips all the way up towards the sky and just start to gently pedal out the feet left and right. Just getting a nice stretch in the back of the hamstrings. And just gently waking them up. So just taking each foot down to the mat as you're bending the left and straightening the right. You're just doing this a few times on each side. And then when you're ready, just taking a pause here in your downward dog. So keep your knees bent if the hamstrings are feeling tight. They'll loosen up as we move through the class. Look towards the top of the mat and step both feet to meet the hands. As you inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, bow the head. Tuck the chin in and take the fingertips towards the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Welcome to keep those knees bent if you need a little bit of extra love to your hamstrings if they're feeling really tight. And then we're going to slowly just start to roll up. So take your feet slightly apart and roll up all the way to standing. Taking it nice and slow, bringing the head up last. And as you reach your standing position, take the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. Exhale, roll them back. Bring the feet together. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the fingertips behind you and interlace the fingertips. Open the chest towards the ceiling. And then exhale, forward fold. Just taking one nice deep breath here. And feeling all that space around the shoulders. Inhale, allow the fingertips to float down towards the end of the mat. Step the left foot back, lower the left knee, reaching the hands all the way up. And we should just be taking a nice hip stretch here. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper in towards the mat. Keep the fingertips lifted. And then exhale, take the fingertips towards the mat. Keep the left hand in the mat, right hand reaches up, twist and turn. We're going to circle that right fingertips all the way forward, make a nice big circle with the hands. And as you bring the fingertips back, gently lift the left foot in towards you and just sink a little bit deeper. If you're unable to reach the left foot towards the right hand, then you can just keep the left foot on towards the mat and reach back behind you. You'll still be getting the hip stretch, but this just allows us to get a little bit deeper into the quads. Bringing the right hand forward, taking the right hand to frame the right foot. Step the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips come all the way up to standing. And exhale, bringing the fingertips behind you. Interlace the fingertips, lift through the chest. Exhale, forward fold. So really nice stretch to get into the hamstrings and the chest. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Floating the fingertips towards the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step the right foot back. Lower the right knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper into the left hip this time. And gently bring the hands towards the mat. Right hand stays in the mat. Left fingertips reach up and twist. Looking up towards the ceiling. Looking good, everyone. So you should feel this in your glutes and your hips. Gently lowering the right knee. We're going to circle that hand all the way around, making a big circle, and then lifting the right foot, left foot into the right hand. Again, if you're struggling to lift, to take the bind, just let the foot settle, and you can just take the hand, resting your hand onto the back of your thigh. You're still getting the hip stretch, but without that added pressure on trying to reach. Nice. Gently circle the hand all the way forwards. Placing the hands onto the mat, step the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the hands all the way up standing. Take the fingertips behind you, stretching out the chest. Exhale, forward fold. And gently float the fingertips down towards the mat. This time we're stepping both feet back, coming into our plank pose. Pausing here. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Again, stepping out the feet left and right, just really getting into the backs of those hamstrings. And then as we inhale, bring the right foot all the way up towards the ceiling. So we're in our three-legged dog. Inhale here. And exhale, shoot that right foot forwards and step the foot in between the hands. Inhale, rising all the way up to your high lunge. And then exhale, open out to warrior two. So in your warrior two, you just want to make sure that your right knee isn't collapsing inwards. You want to really work towards bringing it out. Look towards the right fingertips. Inhale and exhale, just sink a little bit deeper into that right hip. So very good for a little bit of strengthening, but also getting into the hip area as well. So we won't stay here too long. So with your right leg, gently straighten the front leg. Reach that right hand as far forward as you can. And exhale, we're just going to fold over into our triangle position. Really nice. So both legs should be straight here. And your right fingertips will either be on the shin or they might be a little bit further up, just below the knee. You can put your hand wherever you feel is comfortable, just as long as it isn't on the knee. Look towards the left fingertips. Nice. And then inhale, come all the way up. Gently turn the feet facing forwards, bringing the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to fold that chest forward. Bring the fingertips behind you, interlace the hands, so we're opening up that chest. Nice. And just pausing here for a moment and bringing the fingertips all the way down so the hands are in between both of your feet, so right in towards the center. We're going to bend the right knee and come onto the ball of the right foot, heel of the left. Yeah, nice. If you're facing the opposite way, feel free to turn so you can see me, or if you're happy that way, that's absolutely fine. Lovely. And then we're just going to move over to each side. So you'll be on the ball of your left foot, heel of your right on this side, and then move over to each side there. So it's a bit of a balancing act, but it's really good to get into the hips. Taking it nice and slow, lovely. If you want to make it a little bit more harder for yourself, you can take the hands away. Looking good, Lily. Just be creative with how you feel. Okay, one more time on each side. Lovely. And then meeting at the top of the mat. So placing your hands onto the mat and turning. So you're in your low lunge, chest facing forwards. So you will be at the top of the mat where you started, yeah? And then step that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. So in your forward fold, just notice if you feel a little bit looser now in the hamstrings. You should be able to notice a little bit more of a difference than from the beginning. And it's important just to check in and just notice this throughout. Gently bring the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, place the hands in towards the center in prayer position, or you can take your hands down by the side. Just taking a moment here just to take nice deep breath. Lovely. Bringing the fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, step the feet back to plank position. And gently bring the hips all the way up towards the sky, coming into your downward facing dog. Remembering that you can bend your knees in downward dog. It's about keeping the spine long. The heels don't have to touch the mat. Or you can also take this little pedal out, bending the right knee and lengthening the left, if that feels nice and comfortable. And then when you're ready, keep the right foot in the mat. Lift the left leg all the way towards the sky. And gently bring the left foot all the way through, placing in between the hands. So if it just needs a helping hand, feel free to just move it forwards. Nice. So you're in your low lunge. Gently lift the hands all the way up towards the sky. High lunge. And as you exhale, coming into warrior two. So that's bringing your right toes facing at 90 degrees and left toes are facing forwards. Your left knee should be at a 90-degree angle. So if you need to just bring your left foot forwards a little bit to get that deep position and create that 90 degrees, and feel free just to move it forward slightly. Keep the right leg nice and straight. Take one deep breath here. And then inhale, straightening that left leg. Move the right foot in slightly. So both legs are straight, left foot's facing forward, right toes are facing towards the right side of the room. Reach the left fingertips forward. And exhale. Fold down into your triangle pose. Looking towards the top to the fingertips. Taking some nice deep breaths. Really good. Looking really nice for everyone. And then gently coming all the way up. Bringing the left toes, I can turn around so I'm facing you. So toes are facing forwards. Nice. And then we're going to bring the hands all the way behind us, interlace the fingertips, lowering the chest. And bringing the fingertips towards the mat. This time we're going to bend the left knee, coming onto the ball of the left foot, heel of the right. And we're just going to move again into our, it's called your Skandasana. And if you want to, you can always be a little bit creative with the hands. So you can place one hand on the mat, lifting one hand up, just to help with balance. Lovely. One more time on each side. And then as we move to the top of the mat, you should be on your left foot facing forward, right foot back, coming into your low lunge, and then step the right foot forwards, meet the left. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to come to the center of our mat. So taking a little bit of a balanced pose here. So keeping the left leg firmly in the mat. We're going to bring the right knee up. Squeeze the right knee in towards us. And then you're going to place the right foot on the inside edge of the left side, or you can place it here on the calf. So taking wherever feels good, just making sure that it's not on the knee, because that won't be very good for our knees. We need to protect the knees as much as possible. Looking good, Lily. That's perfect. Taking the hands to center and just pausing here in your tree. Taking some nice deep breaths. And you can bring the hands up and open. Perfect. And if you come out of it, that's totally okay. Good not to take ourselves too seriously. It's only yoga. If you wobble about, that's totally fine. If you want to make it a little bit harder for yourself, you can always close your eyes. Really good to practice balance. It's all about our core stability, which we use in running. And then gently bringing the hands down, keeping the weight on your left leg. Squeeze that right knee in towards us. And if you've got space behind you, you may need to turn to face the opposite side. We're going to shoot that right foot all the way back. Take the hands to heart center. Lovely. And coming into our balancing pose for warrior 3. And gently bend the left leg, step the right foot back, lifting up the arms. And exhale, bringing the hands all the way down to the mat. Step the left foot to meet the right and coming into your downward facing dog. Gently look to the top of the mat. Stepping to the top of the mat here, lifting the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up towards the standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time we're going to take the left foot in, so opposite leg. Again, if you tuck the left foot on the shin, take the same position on that side. So just doing the complete opposite from what you did on the right side to keep it nice and balanced. And you can bring the hands all the way up. Lovely. Take a couple of deep breaths. And again, if you want to try and close your eyes to make it a little bit harder, feel free. And gently release. So bring the left knee in. Option to shoot it all the way back into your warrior three. Keep that right leg nice and strong. And then exhale, bend the right knee, step the left foot back, reach the hands all the way up. And exhale, hands come all the way down to the mat. Step the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring the hips all the way back, reach the arms forward. And we're going to lower all the way down onto towards the mat. As we lift our feet up, inhale here. Switching on our core. And then exhale, lower all the way down without touching. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, release. Lovely. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Give the knees a big squeeze. Gently rock from side to side. Lovely. Bringing the feet, soles of the feet onto the mat. We're going to lift the hips. As we lift the hips, bring the arms behind us. And exhale, bring the hips down to the mat. Fingertips float next to the body. Inhale, lift the hips. Lift the arms. Exhale, lower the hips down to the mat. Fingertips come back down. Inhale, one more time. Lift the hips, lift the arms. And this time, keep the hips where they are and bring the fingertips underneath. Walk the shoulders in. And then you can bring the hips up slightly. So just pausing here for a moment in your bridge position. And then gently exhaling the spine all the way down onto the mat. Take the right foot on towards the left knee. And post your right hand between the gaps, so that triangle you've created. And take a hold of the left knee. Just squeezing the left knee in towards you. Getting a nice deep stretch in the glute. And gently release. Swapping over feet, so left foot onto the right knee. Squeeze that right knee in towards you. And gently release. Bring yourself up to seated position. Lengthening the right leg. Moving the left foot on the inside edge of your right thigh. We're going to inhale, lift up the arms. Twist and turn over to look over at your right foot and gently fold over. So you can either take a hold of your toes or your shin. And just relax into this position. So again, a really nice one for the hamstrings. Taking some nice deep breaths. And as you're exhaling, see if you can fold over a little bit more. Lovely. And then gently bring yourself up to seated. With your right knee, right leg, we're going to sweep that right foot all the way back and come onto the left knee. So we're setting up for our pigeon pose. So your right leg should be nice and long. And your left knee should be bent. Hips are square. And you can gently just fold over the left leg, resting the forehead on the back of the hands. And just getting a nice deep stretch into the glute. Oh, looking good, everyone. So sometimes this can be a little bit intense. If it feels too much, you can bend that knee a little bit more so your foot is pointing more towards your hip. Or if you want to make it a little bit more challenging or a little bit more of a deeper stretch, you can work towards bringing the left shin in line with the mat. So more of a horizontal position with the left shin. But just do whatever feels comfortable, making sure you're getting a nice deep stretch into that left glute. And then gently bringing the chest up first, coming onto the elbows, coming onto the forearms, keeping the chin tucked in as you place the hands onto the mat. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, sweep that right foot all the way forward. And then swap legs. So we're bringing the right foot in towards the inside thigh of the left leg. Reaching all the way up. And exhale, fold. Lovely. Again, taking hold of the toes or the shin. Taking a nice deep breath. And exhale, gently melting over that left leg. And gently inhale, lifting up the chest. Keep the right knee where it is, and we're just going to swoop that left leg all the way back. And then gently move into our pigeon pose. So keeping that right knee nice and bent, left leg is nice and long like a pencil, pointing back behind you. Hips are nice and square, so hips are just facing forward. Lift the chest and then exhale, fold over the right thigh. And just take a moment just to settle here in your pigeon pose. Noticing if you're holding any tension in your cheeks or your jaw. Just gently allowing everything to feel relaxed. Keep that breath nice and long. And knowing that the more we pay attention to our bodies and listening to how it feels, the more we can do to help protect it and give it all the attention that it needs so we can enjoy the things we love the most. So just taking a bit of time to stretch out is really, really important to help with our sports. And just feeling relaxed. Gently coming onto the forearms. Keeping the chin tucked in, coming onto the hands. Inhale, lift the head, look up towards the sky. And then exhale, sweep that left foot forwards. And then we're just going to take the soles of the feet together. Allow the knees just to drop out towards the side. And we're just going to fold over in this position, taking the hands, either placing the hands around the feet, or you can even post the fingers, the hands underneath the shin to get a bit more deeper into this position. So we're looking at opening up the hips here. So just place your arms wherever they feel comfortable. And the aim is to eventually bring our forehead to touch the toes. I'm just pausing here for a few breaths. And just allowing gravity to do the work here. Lovely, and gently release. Keep the feet where they are, keep the knees apart, and we're just going to come to lie on our backs. And then gently bringing the knees together, and we're just going to rock them, like almost windmilling them over to each side. So just bringing the knees over to the left, and then over to the right. Lovely. Taking the knees in towards you, bringing yourself into a big squeeze, making yourself really small into a little ball. And as you exhale, allow the feet to just touch the mat and dropping the knees over towards the left side, placing the hands behind you. Keep the chest nice and open. And you can even place your left hand on top of the knees, just so you're getting a little bit more of a swift, but making sure that both shoulder blades are touching the mat. And send the gaze over towards the right side of the room. And you can close down the eyes if that feels comfortable. And then gently bring the knees over towards the right. And just allowing the body to return to its natural breathing rhythm. And then gently bring the knees back in towards you. Take a big squeeze. And then exhale, just resting the body now into your final pose. The rest and digest part of the class, which is your Shavasana. So you can keep a little bit of a space in between the feet. And just allowing the body to soak up all of those nourishing stretches and movements. And knowing that there's nothing to do here. Enjoy feeling rested. Allowing the body to settle. Allowing the thoughts to pass in and out. Not attaching to anything. Just noticing the breath if the mind starts to wander. Sometimes we end up always being busy and not really allowing ourselves just to take a moment of pause. So really soak it all up. And then gently we're going to start to wiggle the toes. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. Take as much time as you need. Or if you're ready to move, then gently rocking the head from side to side. Slowly bring the knees in and moving on towards whichever side feels comfortable. Taking the hands underneath the cheek. And just taking a moment to think about what you would like to leave behind this week and how you want to feel moving into a new, fresh week ahead. And for the rest of your evening. And gently bringing yourself up to seated position. Keeping the eyes closed if you wish. And just back to where we started. This time take the palms of your hands facing down onto your knees. Taking one nice deep breath into the body. And exhale, release. Gently bringing the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. And exhale, sending them back into their pocket. taking the hands to heart center, gently blinking the eyes open. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Lily, for having me part of the Passa team tonight. Hope you all have a really good week ahead and a lovely evening. It was a pleasure to teach you all today. Thank you so much for joining me.
I'm feeling very zen. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep now. I don't know about how are we all doing, guys? We enjoy this evening's yoga. Big nods, thumbs up, or just like Emily and Georgina might still be asleep. I'm not sure.
That's totally fine.
Guys. Thank you so much, as always, to Claire for joining us. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. And yeah, we've got an exciting week of training ahead for everyone. I will be uploading the recording of this session into True Coach. So if anyone wants to do it additionally this week or at any point in the future, or for the guys that missed out this evening, it will be in there for them. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and make sure to have a little bit of a snooze this evening now. Make sure to have a nice big drink of water, and I'll see you all and chat to you all tomorrow. All right, bye team.
Thanks, Lily. Bye. Thanks everyone.